Hi, Dan Sod here with Eileen, our customer service extraordinaire. Eileen, we have a lot of questions we get from our customers all the time. I mean, there's so many directions to go with different things we get that people don't know about our industry. Let's just talk about the purpose of a quick turnaround for a demolition or a machinery replacement job. When you talk to them, what are the biggest things they're worried about? Obviously, getting the job done on time and under budget is what matters to them. But what elements of that play into our business?
Sure, absolutely. So I mean, if you picture a demolition site, you know stuff is coming out quick. They are the first start of the process, and they've got to get in and out so construction can start. So yeah, it is as soon as that stuff comes out, if it's loaded on a truck, out to us, that's important. We're always ready to do that quick turnaround because when things are sitting for them, it's piling up, it's in their way, it's a safety hazard, huge safety hazard. So we recognize that with our customers. So we definitely want to keep that rolling for them, whether they're hauling and we're ready here on site or whether we're hauling and our trucks are just, we keep our flatbeds rolling for them.
And you know, that brings up a great point. You brought up 3 different sets of things in there, which is perfect to talk about. So on the demolition job, what kind of assets can we deploy to help a customer? You mentioned flatbeds. What is a flatbed?
Yes. So we have 3 flatbeds that we offer to our customers. A flatbed is really just, if you've ever driven down the highway, you see those tractor trailers that have no top and they're not closed. It's literally just a flatbed. For a lot of times we'll load machinery on there, things that are kind of odd size that you wouldn't necessarily put in a dumpster. So we will have our driver come out. We can either one of 2 things. We can do a live load, which is something where our driver comes, we sit while the customer is loading the flatbed, and then our driver straps down. That's always a big question too.
Yep.
Who does all the strapping? So our driver will strap down, make sure it's safe to haul, and then we send it out. Or if the customer is doing the
demolition and the cutting and the preparing.
Sure.
So if they do that and they said, okay, we have a flatbed, but we have a lot of things that just aren't good to strap down. What else do we offer them on a demo job?
We do have dumpster service as well. So we'll drop dumpsters. We kind of let our customers let us know, hey, what material is going in this dumpster? And then we kind of assess what dumpster size makes sense, whether it's good, heavy, solid material that's going to be filling, running pretty heavy. We want to make sure safety in hauling isn't all we do too with our dumpsters. So
Absolutely.
we kind of let our customer pick that size, or we'll guide them and say, hey, here's what you have, so here's what's best. And when they can cut it up to smaller pieces, because those things obviously are going in the dumpster, so they fill it, and the same sense of urgency is the same as a flatbed with a dumpster.
That's what we do.
It's important to us.
And sense of urgency. It's about being responsive to the customer. Almost more so in demolition and machinery jobs. This is like so essential. They need to reach you and reach you now, correct?
Yes, and
that's a way to say that.
I make myself very
you
accessible
are all about
to
that.
our
We
customers.
both are, really.
I think that is very much understood, and I'm glad that's the standard of our service because it says we're here to serve you. Whatever project you have going on, we're here waiting in the wings saying, how can we help? How can we serve and make it easier for you so you can keep production going or your demo project going? Either
Absolutely.
way.
Let's just finishing off on the service part before we talk about pricing. On the service part, we say 24-hour turnaround as our basic guarantee. But when it comes to a job that we can predict and schedule out, what is our capability on that regard?
So, well, a lot of times it's within hours. My rule of thumb is if it's a phone call that comes in later in the day for dispatch, we're getting it first thing in the morning. If it comes in first thing in the morning, that phone call, most likely it's same day. So
Absolutely.
I think we're smart to hold to the 24-hour guarantee, but we're pretty much same day.
Yeah, and on a job like that, a big job, we have a couple going right now. We will schedule 4 or 5 a day. If we know and if we can schedule, sure, we have the 24-hour turnaround, but we can schedule out and hit that hourly, really.
Sure.
Turnaround.
And I think that speaks to the relationships we have with our customers where they can call you and I both directly and say, hey, I have a project. I know on Friday our team's going to be pulling this out. Can we, set this up ahead of time? So we definitely can kind of have that advanced scheduling as well, but we also operate very well on the fly of, hey, can we get this swapped out today? And we normally always make it happen.
It's true.
Yeah.
Most often, it's about speed when it comes to demolition and removing machineries. But sometimes the pricing factor, now it's always about price, let's be clear, because the more we can give a customer for their metal, it can offset the cost they have to charge their customer for the job.
Correct.
So they can be, A, get more value for the metal from themselves, or even B, just outright be able to be competitive on the job.
Sure.
As it's worked into the bid. But sometimes it's speed, but sometimes it's preparation. So in what ways can a customer prepare things better on a demo job to make more money?
Sure. So going back to the beginning of the process, either you or I will normally go out on the job site. When they call and say, hey, we have this project, we love to get eyes on it to kind of see, A, what's coming out of the facility and want to make sure we can either safely haul it or vice versa on their end. But more importantly, we can also show you the different ways that you can maximize your value for what you're pulling out. Say, you have a team of labor there that it's like, hey, we can cut this to smaller spec if we're going to get more back. Well, then we'll definitely recommend that if that's within your, labor and that makes sense.
And it's always about the math.
And is cost efficient for you. If not, the pricing, we kind of give all that up front to them too as well. So they have the option. There might be a day where that work crew is at half tilt or they don't have all their guys that day. So it's not worth cutting things to smaller to get a higher premium. But other days it could be. So we kind of let our customers have
Which
that freedom.
goes to the point, like in all relationships, when you give the customer the information and put the decision making on their end, they can choose how to get the most value out of it.
Correct.
But you can't do it if you don't have the information.
No, and we try to give as much as we can up front without over inundating everyone with that information. We try to give the basics. This is, here are your options. And when we do pricing proposals for these projects, we mark them all out in those categories so they know that up front as well for what's best for them and their crew on the job.
Wonderful. I will say the little bit of wind is giving you a Beyonce hair. Mine is not
all
moving.
The single ladies.
I don't think mine is moving. Is there any, do you detect any movement here?
No, listen, if it moves, it goes right back to where it was.
I love it.
Wait,
well,
there it is.
we covered service, we covered on time and under budget through that service, we covered pricing, and we covered just keeping you rolling. One thing to come back to that you kind of alluded to at the beginning, especially with heavy machinery and with a demolition job, sometimes the material is either too big, too oversized. You need to bring your crane into our yard. Talk about the factors and why our yard might be uniquely able to handle some of that.
Sure.
And what capacity can sod metal recycling handle on our own versus you bringing your own crane?
Okay. So to start first, say we go into a job site and realize this is oversized and overweight as well. We have a lot of partners that we work with that I can call up and say, hey, can we get a crane over here next week? We have a larger load coming in. And a lot of those partners know we have the land here, thankfully.
The flat land.
The flat land. We do have it here.
Which makes a big difference.
So in our yard, we sit on 24 acres, and that's not too common in our world, but we definitely do, and we're thankful to have that because that can pull a crane in, they can stage it, put out there.
Right. And not be in the way of production for us and not get in their way, causing safety issues.
Correct.
And again, it goes to what we started with, on time and under budget.
Sure.
If you are holding up a crane either here or at the site, or if the trucking isn't coordinated, that is money right out of that demo job.
Sure. Absolutely.
The other thing to think about there is accessibility. When you're dealing with a small family business, we've let our customers in to do the work. We've opened up for them on weekends. We've been flexible because we know demolition jobs, again, there's such tight margins in them
Sure.
that
Yeah.
we let them do all of that.
Sure, absolutely. Or if a project's starting Monday, that crunch time through the weekend is Saturday, Sunday, get it out. So we've worked with a lot of partners on that. One thing I wanted to mention, you were asking about capabilities. So we do have machine handlers here to lift machinery off, whether our trucks or other trucks coming in. The number I safely give, we always say between 18 to 20,000 pounds between our two
Using
cranes.
two pieces of
Strain,
equipment.
yes,
yeah.
correct.
Which the variable with that is oftentimes what can be grabbed onto. So
Correct.
with chains and with the grapple,
Yes.
a rounded piece is going to be a little more difficult than something that has an ear on it or something that we can attach to.
But a lot of times, that's the best part about our relationships, where our
Yep.
customers know, hey, do I have to pop a hole in the side of this so you guys can grab it safely?
Yes.
And that does help. So we definitely,
And we've seen some big stuff, especially lately.
yes.
Some very big stuff. And we're talking oversized permitted loads that have come in here over 100,000 pounds.
Sure.
Obviously, we didn't lift that off. We're not
No,
that
nor
good.
did we haul it.
No,
No,
we use our partners for that.
Yes, we do, and we have good partners that we can call in a pinch. So
Yeah. So, well, listen, that's kind of a little bit of an overview on demolition and heavy machinery and the different things that go into that. I really appreciate your time and expertise on this, and just looking forward to doing some more business in this area.
Yep,